Hey there, continuous improvement is progress. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with day 72 of our Supersize You annual challenge. And of course, we're talking about the SOAP framework, P for progress, as part of this year's annual challenge. Why? Because I want to make sure that we practice things like the SOAP framework every month, once each in each of the different life framework areas that we share, to make sure that we have enough experience with it to understand we can apply this simple process to any challenge, any setback, any obstacle, any roadblock, anything that's making us crazy, any problem, any goal or objective or positive thing we want as well. So today we're talking about that, and this main focus behind the step of progress is to ask yourself, am I filling that gap between where I am and where I want to be, or am I not? And if I am, great, I can keep doing more of what I'm doing, more of the same. If I'm not, I might have to reevaluate and say, well, what else is possible? What else could I do to start to fill that gap? We don't always guess right or analyze right or choose right the first time. Anybody been divorced? We don't always choose right the first time, right? So that is our SOAP framework assignment for today. I am working on growing and monetizing my school platform, my school community on the school platform. And so that's pretty easy to measure, right? I can measure it in a lot of different ways. Actual MRR, they call it on that platform, monthly recurring revenue or gross revenue. I can track that, and that's easy to track and measure and graph and say, are we going up or are we going down? Same with number of members. We could track number of members. We can track engagement. I didn't even know we could track engagement, and I found that out a while ago. But we can track how engaged our individual people are and the percent or our overall community, how engaged it is. How often do they show up? How often are they a part even on the platform, much less in our community? I'm in a bunch of communities. I admit it. It's an awesome place to learn just about anything you want to learn. And you can learn more for free than you could possibly learn, I think, anywhere else. Even people's paid programs, people are actually providing for free, is better than the vast majority of other people's paid programs. Now, that's not true of every community, just like anything else. There's Facebook groups we get incredible value out of, and there's others that are just pitch fests for the person that's in charge of them. The same is true on the school platform. But you will pick and sift through what works for you and what doesn't if you decide to join me there, which I highly recommend that you do. Incredibly interesting platform versus all of the other ones. I've actually stopped hanging out much on other social media platforms, which Facebook is rewarding me with by not showing my videos to anyone. And I'm cool with that because I'm going to move anyway. All right. So today our topic is continuous improvement, but it's actually more like lifelong learning and why that's critical for us personally, as well as professionally, as well as building and growing and supersizing our business. I was in a training, oh my gosh, it must have been early 2000s, or maybe early 2000s, or it could have been the late 1990s even. I'm that old. And it was called Value of the Person. I don't know if it exists anymore, but it was an incredible training that I actually got invited to and got to go to through my husband with the Gillette company. Back, remember when Gillette was its own unique identity and company? They were one of our clients and customers when I worked for a printer, a label printer. And it was interesting because it taught us the value of three things. Time, which, come on, time, we just talked about that, is our most important, most valuable resource. And most of us squander so much of it. I even find myself squandering my time on occasion. And then I just shake my head and I'm like, okay, really? Wake up call. You only get so much time. So be present with what you're doing. But continuous improvement, lifelong learning was a part of that particular training. Now, I've always been a learner, right? I've always loved learning. I don't know why, but at an early age, I decided I liked learning. I think I had to do a mind shift because I couldn't see very well. I didn't even realize that I couldn't see very well. I just thought that's what the world looked like. It's kind of that way with our beliefs, right? We just think that it's reality because it is our reality, but we forget that we can look at things differently whenever we decide to, which is so powerful. Anyway, got my eyes lined out, got glasses in probably fourth grade, that sounds about right. And all of a sudden the world opened up to me because I could see things clearly. And I think that's when I really decided that I loved learning. It was like I was going to figure this out no matter what. And I've kind of carried that philosophy with me throughout the majority of my life. Have I quit a few things? Yes, but it's usually intentionally. Have I stuck with some things far, far too long? Oh, heck yeah. Because I didn't want to throw in the towel and say uncle. And it's not even throwing in the towel and saying uncle. It's saying, okay, I'm not that person anymore. This is not right for me. Time for a change. So our income, you may or may not have noticed this, but our income is directly proportional to the skills that we have and what we bring to the table. What we put into something is what we put out of it. I did not make this up. It is a universal law. What we give is what we get back in return. And that plays into our topic today perfectly, because it reminds us that if we want to get more out of our life and more value out of whatever it is that we're putting into the world, we have to make sure that we're always improving and making progress and up-leveling our skills and abilities. So my challenge for you today is share one thing in the comments below, one skill, one thing you want to learn about, and it'll probably be 99% AI, because that's what everybody's doing right now, is learning AI, which I attended a really interesting, I guess it's a seminar just recently about AI, and that it's just in its infancy, and the things we're doing with it right now are just like parlor tricks. And we should keep that in mind as we are integrating and using and doing things with artificial intelligence, AI. I am obviously not a technological early adopter for a lot of reasons, but mainly I like to see a bunch of the bugs worked out of something before I hop in and I try to make it my own and use it. So there is that. So share one area, one skill that you will commit to. And I challenge you to commit to half an hour a day over the next 90 days to something that you want to be better at. Either a critical skill and ability that you know will make you more valuable in your life, your career. You know, I always tell people, if you don't know what to do, improve your communication skills. Why? Or your confidence, because those are so foundational to everything else that we do. So if you can't think of anything, I say go ahead, put confidence or communication down, because we can always be a better communicator. We can always have more confidence. And in confidence is believing in ourselves in situations that are new and unique and different for us. To me, that's where our confidence shows up. It shows up right on that edge of our comfort zone and where all of our progress is made. I've got reflective questions, not going to ask them again. I asked you yesterday, would a write-up for each of these days be helpful to you? If so, let me know in the comments below. Just put write-up or something, or yes, that would be awesome. Just somehow let me know that you would like to see a write-up of these, and I can attach them as comments and as notes. I mean, it's a quick copy and paste. I just haven't, because I can't see them, so I wonder if anybody else really cares about seeing it. All right, if I can help you anyway with this, hit me up and let me know. Otherwise, let's see those skills and improvement and up-level areas in the comments below. Or, yeah, in the comments below is fine. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.